cast of The Commons of Pensacola right here at PSC. Great job tonight, guys. Show very well done. So I think, like a lot of people just aren't familiar. They may be familiar with the Ponzi scheme and the Bernie Madoff story, but they're not really familiar with how it affected his family and with the show. So what would you say to get the word out about this play? We have one more performance left, right, or two?
We close Sunday
Yes.
during matinee.
Sunday, okay. So what would you like to say to our viewers to get people in to see the show?
Well, it's definitely worth watching. It's an emotional roller coaster. There's plenty of humor, vulgar and not vulgar. I'd highly recommend it, and it's very revealing of Jude Madoff. Not Jude Madoff, it was Ruth Madoff. Ruth Madoff. And how her life was affected after Bernie Madoff was arrested.
Her health, her her mental stability in a way. It's also very like it's obviously tore apart their family. There were two brothers, two sons of Bernie Madoff. One of them eventually killed themselves. The other was a part of an interview that we actually researched thanks to our associate director. She helped look that up for us, and it was a lot of things were connected with the Ruth and Andrew Madoff story from their interview, and I think Amanda Peet did a phenomenal job writing this script as a debut piece. It's like Keegan said, it's great humor. It's back to back, very quick-witted remarks that constantly bouncing back and forth like a tennis match in a way.
Yes.
And then it's a tearjerker in other aspects as well.
And it's not exactly a play-by-play of Ruth Madoff, not a play-by-play of Ruth Madoff, because instead of two sons, it's two daughters, and there's like she said, there's a lot of it's an emotional roller coaster. There's a lot of humor intertwined, because if there wasn't, it would be so depressing that no one would want to watch it. So,
with this being based on real characters, was there pressure for you guys to really, because these are people's lives, there's a lot at stake here, and you really want to capture that as an actor. So is that a lot more pressure for you to have to tap into that, as opposed to just playing, in Peter Pan or a musical that everybody knows and loves? What are the parallels like there?
It was very difficult to be the character that I was. I was an antagonist of a character, and my character is very despicably selfish. He's only in the show to try to get an interview with Judith, and Judith is our Ruth in this show.
Right.
So my character finds out that Rebecca is the daughter of Judith, and he is with Rebecca to try to get an interview for the New York Times with Judith, or Ruth. So he's a very despicably selfish character, and he does some horrible things in the show, and it was very hard for me to become him. So because I'm not a bad person, but I have to be.
Right.
I'm not even a cool villain. I'm just a really horrible person in the show. So it was very difficult to bring that out and try to make myself that.
I think in mine and Elena's case, not only because, of course, Bernie Madoff had sons and we were daughters and a lot of things were different, but there are a lot of real people whose lives are affected by their family members' decisions and everything, and it was kind of hard because we've been told since we were little that there are consequences for our own actions, but it really takes getting to a certain point to realize that other people are affected by our own actions and that we are affected by other people's decisions. So it's hard to kind of get to that place.
Bethany and I actually spent a lot of time talking about not just like how we should react to the situation our family is in, but also our relationship as sisters. Because if you notice in the show, 1 minute we're joking with each other and teasing each other like normal siblings,
And then
and
we're
the
like
next
this close, yelling
at each other's throats. Exactly.
I would just like to interject. I'm the associate director, so I directed much of this.
Yes.
I think there's a great responsibility if you're telling the story of people's lives, people's actual lives. I think there's a huge responsibility to get the story right.
Absolutely.
And there are many, many ways in which we tried to do that. And I think they did a it was not easy.
And the actors were wonderful, I think, and just, there was such a palpable chemistry there, but like you said, the dynamic of being the sisters, and you didn't make the characters caricatures, you really did, you gave depth, empathy, emotion, so, I mean, well done, amazing job to each and every one of you guys. And I do have to say, on a different note, on a lighter note, so you guys, obviously spent a lot of time working together on this project. Now, what's the most memorable behind-the-scenes moment that you guys had working together? I have a feeling there's a lot.
Just the other night, it was Bethany, JoJo, Keegan, and I. We all went out to eat. We went to TGIF, and we just, I don't know, we've had a lot of cast bonding moments, and like Keegan and I would go out and like just hover over our scripts, like analyzing everything. And in a way, I really do feel like we have become that family, and I think that's what helped us so much on stage. As for a specific moment, it's hard to choose.
Yeah.
There's been so
well,
many
let me just
adventures.
shoot things out, Early in the rehearsal process, the stage was, the door opened the wrong way, so during one of the rehearsals, I actually ripped the door off. So that was very weird to recover from.
Many jokes.
And funnily enough, our final rehearsal before this night, I make the joke about abstaining from sex and the iPads. I actually said, abstain from your iPads and then have sex. I was like, oh no. So I had
to improvise and cover for that.
Luckily that didn't happen tonight. Everything was awesome tonight.
No, as an actor, if something tonight, I mean, it looked like everything went flawlessly. And sometimes in live theater, props may fall over. So then they say,
there was a moment where I was telling her, your pills are here, and I knocked the phone down,
oh no.
and it completely came apart because.
Oh my, speaking of props.
And
The first prop purse that they had me have, it had 2 exact compartments. And I didn't realize this, so I put the phone in one, and then I didn't realize I was opening it from the other side, and I looked in when I was on stage, and there was no phone in here, and I'm like, I'm not crazy, I know I put it in here. So that was just
So you have to know how to cover for that. Is that
Oh,
something that
oh,
you train?
yes.
And all of you are actually students here,
Yes.
correct? So where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Where do you ultimately want to go in your careers?
I don't think beggars can be choosers on that.
I love action, so I'll just go
We're
to
just-
it.
yeah.
I love action movies.
We're just hoping we get somewhere, somewhere good.
Anything in theater, I like doing backstage work.
Oh, yeah.
JoJo and I had helped with the set actually, and I love the idea of scenic design. Acting on stage, of course, is a passion. I love dancing as well, singing, but not necessarily musical theater is not necessarily my forte. But anything that's involving this, it's just such a passion. It's such a highlight in life, and not only to change yourselves and to show, become these different people and touch people's hearts, but it's also, in a way, it's helping other people. It's bringing people together in community. It's not just us actors on stage that are a part of it. We have a chemistry with the audience.
Oh, yes.
The audience affects us just as much as we affect them, and it's addicting. That sense of
And that's
companionship.
another question that I have, because some actors I know say we completely like to block out the audience. But does the feedback you get from them, the laughter, the applause, do you guys think about that when you're on stage? Or
God,
you do?
Oh, God,
Yeah.
yeah.
You have to think about it in some cases because you might mull over a line because they're laughing so much. And you gotta hold and wait for them to say, oh, that was so funny. And then continue with your lines. So
kind of like
that
how
way
when
you
you're
don't
sailing a boat. You kind of have to adjust your sails to the wind and to the waves and everything. Doesn't mean you don't know how to sail a boat, but you kind of have to sort of adjust to everything around you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good words.
That's well put, well put. So we have a lot of actors and aspiring actors with us right now. So what's the main advice that you guys would give them?
Do it!
Just
Do it! Just do it and have fun. That's the main
There
thing.
you go.
Fun is the
Nike
main
motto. Have
thing.
fun. Just do it.
Yes.
Wonderful. You guys all did a beautiful job. Now, what's a way that some of our viewers and our readers can get in touch with or keep up with projects going on at the Pensacola State College? I mean, do you guys have a web, social media?
There is a website that keeps updated with all the shows for that season. Of course, this season is ending with our summer show, which is really a high school show. But I guess, after that summer show, every season it gets updated, 4 shows. It's awesome, really wonderful work that Dr. Watley does here.
Yes.
And so,
I think if you were to talk to Dr. Watley about that, he can answer you better with the
Yeah.
websites and that.
They're
We just work here, you know. We don't-
So be sure to check out the Pensacola State College website. Dr. Rodney Watley is amazing. I guess you would say theater director, creative director here.
Oh, yeah.
So be sure to check out all of their projects. And we have our associate director here too. Thank you guys so much for having us here. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
She's right.
Doing my job.
All right, thank you. I know